What's going on, guys? You get 2-for-1 today. Okay? If I could just get Gil to do a 2-for-1 sale when you guys order from Wild About Sporting Goods and use the promo code and turn that into a 2-for-1, man, that would be awesome. Unfortunately, with like less than 4,000 subscribers, that's just not going to happen. I don't have that much pull. Yeah, and I guess you guys already know that. Nobody thinks I have that much pull because I have none. I have just enough pull to get you guys 10% off anything at Wild About Sporting Goods. That's as much pull as I got, okay? So let's dive into these very cool ProTech automatics. This is the ProTech Godfather in 2 different variations. There are several other variations as well that you can go check out on Gil's website, which will be linked down below. Okay? So let's just talk about this one first. The dimensions are the same on both of them. Here's the part numbers. If you're interested, you can pause it, you can screenshot it, whatever you want to do. And I'm just going to set the boxes off to the side. So you have one that's all stealthed out, all blacked out. This is the swap model. All black. Little bit of branding, the blade steel, and the ProTech logo, and that's it, okay? This one has an abalone fire button and a blue, totally spaced on what they call that. It's a blue coated blade, okay? Also in 154 CM. Okay, so let's talk about the dimensions. 5 1/4 closed, 9 1/4 overall, 3.96 inch blade with a 3.84 inch cutting edge. So basically, call it a 4 inch blade. I mean, I know I'm measuring these out and saying 3.96 because that's what the measurement is from the edge of the scale to the tip. I measured them both with my caliper and they both came out the same. They advertise it as a 4 inch bladed knife. I'm not arguing that fact. I am just trying to be honest and accurate and not call it a 4 inch blade and somebody says, I measured it and it was only 3.9. I know. I'm splitting hairs. I guarantee it. It's probably silly. And I should just say, yeah, it's 4 inches. And the cutting edge, who cares? Because it's so small. I mean, you guys tell me, do you care what the cutting edge is versus the blade? I don't know. Anyway, the blade thickness is 0.123. The blade steel, as I said, 154 cm. But I need to say it because it's on my notes or my OCD will kick in. Overall thickness is 0.497 and it weighs in at 4.3 ounces. Now, as I said on my SBR video just yesterday, which is also another ProTech automatic, I really like that ProTech automatic, the shape, the size, the model, and all that. This one doesn't do anything for me. It's very classic. Okay, this is a classic, they call it the bayonet style blade, but it is based on the old Italian stiletto automatic from back in the day, which I get the classic nature of it, but it just doesn't do anything for me. Got a little bit of something there on the scale. I did wipe these off, but they come coated in such oil and everything else. It's kind of hard to get them clean the first time. But give you a close-up. Now, what's nice about ProTech is they have so many different models in so many different blade steels. These are 154 cm. The SBRs from yesterday were S35VN. I believe the Runt 5s from the day or two prior to that. Let me just flip back on my notes just for a quick second. Because the Runt 5 was CPM 20 CV. I knew it was something different. So you can get a lot of different blade steels and different shapes and sizes from ProTech, which I think is very, very cool, including different clips. A lot of their other clips are deep carry clips, recessed with countersunk screws and all of that, where this one is just more of a standard clip, if you will. Now, the clips are typically DLC coated, while the scales are hard anode, and then this got blue sapphire coating. which I totally space on what they call it, but yeah, whatever. But the firing on both of these is exquisite. These fit well in the pocket. The pocket clip works very nicely. I think this black one fires maybe a little bit harder. Yeah, slightly harder, but that's going to happen. You may buy 2 or 3 automatic knives of the same variation, and just the spring is just a little bit stronger or a little bit weaker. And I think that's just the nature of the beast. So that does not a problem for me. So, but yeah, all in all, these are good. They do feel really good in the hand. Is this particular style practical? It can do a lot of piercing, for sure. And as we talk about the practicality, I'll do some size comparisons to kind of try to save time. I think sometimes I kind of drone on. So here's next to the double A battery. I think if you're doing a lot of hard piercing with this knife, the tip may get a little weak. Here it is next to the full-size D battery. And what am I saying? That it might get weak? It's not like it's getting worked out. It's either going to be weak or it's not going to be weak. It is a very acute point. There is some meat behind it, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to pierce this into anything super hard at all, because that is going to be your weak point, is going to be that tip. Here it is next to Sharpie and the Spyderco Delica. It is a big automatic knife. It's not going to be legal in a lot of areas. It's not legal in California. Do I personally care about that? No, and I talked about that more in detail on the SBR video just yesterday. Here it is next to the Hellraiser P series. And I may or may not have just gotten UPS shipping tracking information regarding something coming from Red Horse Tactical, or Red Horse Knife Works. Red Horse Tactical. Sorry, confusing him with another buddy of mine, Red Hill Tactical. This is the Frederick Knives Tartalis? I can't pronounce the name, but it's a custom knife that I picked up as a good deal. And last but not least, since we are talking bigger knives here, how about the Demko AD20? Again, yeah, this ProTech is massive as far as length. It is a thinner knife for sure. Going to be able to do some slicing and whatnot. But again, I am not sure that this blade shape is super practical. But hey, it looks very cool. And I know for me, I just entered a lotto on another knife that is very cool. Probably too small for me. Probably something I'm not going to absolutely love, but it's from a maker that I absolutely adore. And so sometimes we buy, let me scratch that. Oftentimes I buy things that are not practical, things that I'm going to literally use for a video or two, and I'm going to use for hundreds of pictures on YouTube or on Facebook and Instagram. And then it's going to sit on the shelf, and then at some point it will try to get turned around and sold, and I will lose the money on it, and I will sell it for some percentage less than what I bought it for, and everything will be good. That's the cycle of what we do, or what I do, right? I have to have some content for YouTube. I have to have stuff for Instagram. I mean, I don't have to do any of those things, but it's the game we kind of play, right? It's what I signed up for when I got into the EDC realm of being on social media. So there you go, guys. The ProTech Godfather. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention the pricing. It is $260 for the all black one and $270 for the blue blade. And then, like I said, there are other models with satin blades and things like that, different configurations that run different prices. But you're in that 160, 170 range, probably a little bit less for the satin blade. And I think they have a fancy one with inlays or something that's a little bit more. But you go check those out on Gil's website, linked down below. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a fantastic day, and we will see you tomorrow.